On a warm July evening, the Smith family, consisting of Anna, Kevin, and their young daughter Sophie, set off on a road trip across the United States in their motorhome. They had been dreaming of this adventure for a long time, planning their itinerary so that they could see as much as possible over the summer, from the verdant forests of Oregon to the sandy beaches of Florida. Kevin, an experienced driver and long-distance travel enthusiast, carefully checked every detail in their motorhome before leaving to avoid any unpleasant surprises on the road. Anna, a caring mother and adventurer, packed everything they would need for their little adventure, as well as tons of books and games to keep Sophie from getting bored on the long trip. Sophie, for her part, was looking forward to new experiences and the opportunity to visit places she had only seen in pictures. For the first few days, the journey went smoothly. The family enjoyed the beauty of nature, the wild flora and fauna, and the unpredictability of each new day. They camped at campsites where they met other travelers, shared stories, and enjoyed summer evenings around the campfire. However, after a week, the trip took an unexpected turn. Kevin decided to veer off the main route to explore a lesser-known national park that one of his new acquaintances from the last campground had told him about. Upon arriving at the park, the family quickly found a secluded parking spot on the shore of a small lake surrounded by dense forest. On their first night there, as darkness enveloped the forest and the stars lit up the sky, it seemed like they had found paradise on Earth. But when they began exploring the surrounding area the next day, they encountered something that would drastically change their idea of a harmless family trip. Determined to make the most of every minute of the adventure, Anna, Kevin, and Sophie set out to explore the neighborhood. They walked through the woods, picking berries and enjoying the sounds of nature. By evening, tired but satisfied, they returned to their motorhome to get ready for bed with the sound of the trees and the starry sky overhead. A shock awaited them in the morning. Waking up early, Anna and Kevin found their daughter's bed empty. Sophie had disappeared. In a panic, they began searching for her, calling out her name and scouring the nearest corners of the woods, but to no avail. There was no trace of their daughter, as if the earth had swallowed her without a trace. During their search, they noticed strange footprints that didn't look human, leading deep into the forest to an old abandoned mine that the locals told mysterious stories about. They said that long ago, when the mine was still active, there had been a tragedy there. Something had been found that had killed the miners, after which the mine had been closed and abandoned. Since then, the locals have shunned the place, and at night unexplained sounds came from the mine. Anna and Kevin, armed only with flashlights and hope, set out for the mine to find Sophie, despite their fear and the premonition of something terrible that lay ahead. As they approached the abandoned mine, Anna and Kevin felt the air grow colder and the darkness thicker. The flashlights in their hands barely made it through the overpowering darkness. With each step, they expected to hear Sophie's voice, but instead the silence was broken only by their own footsteps and a distant, faint whisper that seemed to come from the depths of the mine. When they stepped inside, they were faced with an extensive network of tunnels. Choosing one at random, they continued on their way. Suddenly, their flashlights caught a faint light at the end of the tunnel. As they drew closer, they found the source of the light, an ancient lantern left at the edge of a deep hole. Next to the lantern lay Masha's favorite toy and her cap. Anna and Sergei's heart sank. They realized that their daughter was here. Suddenly, a voice came from the darkness, singing a lullaby, strangely familiar to every parent, but distorted and eerie. The sound seemed to come from a pit. Kevin, pointing his flashlight into the depths, saw something unimaginable. At the bottom of the pit, eyes glistened in the faint light, but they were too many for one creature. Those eyes belonged to something that had no place in the world of the living. At that moment, a child's cry came from the darkness. They recognized Sophie's voice. Without a second thought, Kevin began to descend into the hole, while Anna, gripped by terror but also by determination, shouted back, trying to comfort her daughter.
Mommy, are you there? I'm scared.
Sophie, it's going to be okay. Mummy's here, Sophie.
Deeper into the tunnel, they came face to face with the source of their fear, a mysterious, curious creature guarding the entrance to the secret room where Sophie was trembling and crying with fear. The creature lapsed into silence. Kevin and Anna, shielded only by the light of their flashlights, had to make a decision: retreat and seek help or face something unknown to save their daughter. The choice was made instantly. Protecting their family, they stepped forward, ready for one last confrontation with the darkness. In the tense silence, illuminated only by the flickering light of flashlights, Kevin and Anna were confronted by an unknown creature. They could not see the creature, only the burning eyes, the determination of their parents, and the only thought in their hearts was to save Sophie, no matter what it took. The creatures that guarded the secrets of this abandoned mine suddenly retreated before the unyielding will of her parents. There seemed to be a spark of understanding, or perhaps respect, for this love and courage in the darkness. Kevin and Anna found Sophie hiding in the corner of the small cave. Her eyes, full of tears, glistened at the sight of her parents. The embrace was so tight and full of relief, as if they were feeling each other's warmth for the first time. The disappearance of fear was almost palpable as they finally turned around together to leave this gloomy place. As they exited the mine and headed back to their motorhome, they looked back at the abandoned mine. The darkness seemed to have receded, giving way to the first rays of dawn. Sophie held tightly to her parents' hands, their steps light despite their fatigue. Whatever the creature was, it wasn't after them. Perhaps it was only a guardian of ancient secrets, wishing no harm to uninvited guests who had proven their fortitude and love. Back home in their motorhome, they returned changed. Their ordeal in the mine had taught them to appreciate every moment they spent together, and to realize that together they could overcome any obstacle. And while the memory of fear and darkness will forever be etched in their minds, it will also be a reminder of their family's strength, love, and mutual support. Thank you, my friends, for watching my story to the end. I really appreciate it. Give a like to this video. If you like my story, subscribe to my channel. It motivates me to do more stories. By the way, if you have an opinion, write it in the comments below this video.